Hi, I'm Clarice Lin and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is about the top 13 mistakes by small business owners and how you can avoid these mistakes so you will flourish in 2020. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin and welcome to my YouTube channel. Mistake number 1, an outdated website. If you have a website that looks as if you are from 2009 or 2004, 2005, that format, it gives people the impression that you have a very old shop front. And what happens is people will have this wrong impression of your branding and your services. So they might think either as well that maybe this company doesn't really exist because it looks so old. So they're not sure if it's like a functioning shop front. So imagine it this way: if you go past this shop that looks a bit run down and it looks like the paint is sort of going off and it doesn't look very clean, it gives people the impression that this shop might not exactly be functioning as normal. So it could be a bit dubious or a bit shady. So you might want to start thinking about it. If you want to give the right impression, you want to set the right pricing and give the right branding. Think about whether your current website is aligning with the customer expectations of today, what people are looking out for. One of these things about the old websites, especially for like the younger generation who have grown up with technology and the digital media, they're very used to things that look a little bit more modern. If your website especially looks like it's from the olden days, they're more likely not to be trusting you, especially if you're selling, let's say like e-commerce store online. Possibly if you have like a brick and mortar, well, it might work because people living in your neighborhood, they know you, they talk to you, but that wouldn't work so well if you want to give people the right impression before they actually talk to you. Mistake number 2, branding versus the cost. So let's say if you're selling to premium luxury customers, you have to make sure that your branding itself is aligning and speaking of luxury premium, especially so when you're selling higher price product. If you're selling something that speaks of quality, you want to make sure that your branding is aligning with quality. It can't look like it was something that you spend like a couple of dollars on. You know, the formatting looks horrible, people can't see things properly. So in this case, this wouldn't be in alignment and people get confused. They're like, hang on a minute, this is like they're selling quite premium products, but the branding looks a bit shady. They can't resonate with your brand. If you're competing on price, probably the branding is sort of less important. So if you're targeting people who are more willing to pay for more, spend a little bit more on the branding to get the right message across. Mistake number 3, first time to social media marketing. So if you're like a small business who might have started your social media marketing just this year or like a couple months ago, you might think, oh, you know, I'll just go onto Facebook, I'll just go onto Instagram, I'll put some pictures, like that's it. It doesn't work like that. It might have worked maybe like 5 years ago when not many people have those accounts, but if your competitors are there, if people are used to seeing like good visuals, like getting the right message across, just randomly posting things on social media is not going to give you leads. I mean, in fact, I would even say that it's a waste of your time. Before you even get excited, randomly posting stuff or publishing on those different platforms, do your research. Focus on which are the platforms you want to spend your time on and make it well. I mean, if you have a larger budget, you can go for a larger scale on more platforms. If not, I would definitely recommend you to focus on just 1 or 2 of those platforms and make it really good, sending out the right message, sending out those right message on social media platforms. So this new group of audience or customers on the social media platform, when they discover you, they want to find out more about you and try to contact you. Mistake number 4, you might have received one of those $50 voucher from Google telling you, well, do you want to start setting up your Google Ads? We're giving you this $50 voucher. You can start setting up. $50 is actually not a lot for you to set up like a proper Google Ads. So the difference between Google Ads and mostly social media ads is Google Ads itself is rather expensive in comparison. So people who are on Google search shows minimal to high tendency to want to buy a particular product and services. Google has set it such that because they know that these people who go on Google search, they want to become a customer. Cost for those ads are rather expensive. So $50, even if it's free from Google to get you started on ads, is actually not enough for you to set up an optimized campaign that is attracting the right group of people. It also depends a lot on, I would say, the industry where you are in. If your existing competitors are already spending a lot on Google Ads, giving you $50 to get started on that Google Ads, it's not going to help you get any customers. You have to see what your competitors are actually bidding for. So if you are bidding for the same thing, the cost could actually go up. So $50 is not even enough for you to do testing, not enough for you to run a couple of ads over a period of time, because the cost per click on those ads is really high. That's at least like $1 or so. So before you start jumping in with that $50 free voucher from Google, take a step back, see what you actually want to do, find out the cost a little bit before you get excited to spend that $50 and expecting customers to come knocking at your door. Mistake number 5, giving discounts. Small business owners tend to make these mistakes, especially if they have been around for a long period of time. When they started out, their pricing could be sort of like low to sort of medium range. So what happens is that in the last couple of years, technology has changed so much on how people buy products and services. So new competitors could have popped up on the internet. So this creates a lot of competition and could affect your pricing and your positioning. In this case, they start thinking, okay, let me give them discounts. Let me start giving my customers discount or potential customers discount. So they will continue to buy from me. So giving discounts is not a good idea unless you're competing on price point. If you are targeting people who are buying budget items and you have like a certain margins, so you could be giving discounts in specific cases where it's like a holiday, or you're pricing, or you bundle products together, giving like a discount because they bought more things. So you wouldn't give a discount on one particular item. Let's say if you have been selling the item for $10, so you give them a discount like, oh yeah, let's sell it for $6. This is not sustainable for your business and it's a race to the grave. So don't do that. Mistake number 6, average lifetime value. Most small business owners, they don't know what is the average lifetime value of their customers. This is a huge shame. So knowing your average lifetime value of your customers enable you to know how much you need to spend to get that customer to buy from you, so you are getting the right margins, the right returns, and your business continues to be sustainable and possibly scalable. Let's say you are acquiring a customer at $50 and they are buying a $50, that will give you no profit. And this is not sustainable over a long run. Let's say you know beforehand that the cost of you acquiring a customer, perhaps through Google Ads, will cost you $50, and you know your customer could possibly be buying from you 1 time or 2 times. In this case, within each transaction, they'll be spending at least like $100. In total, they will spend about $200 with you, and you spend $50 acquiring this customer to know about your products and services. Well, then that's good. Over this long period of time, if they tell their friends or if they come back for the 3rd time and so forth, in the long run, this evens out the cost and you are becoming profitable and sustainable. So that's really good for you. Mistake number 7. Most small business owners, without really knowing how platforms or other social media platform works, or search engine, how does it work, just get excited. They're like, okay, we need to be everywhere. Being everywhere is awesome if you're like Nike or Adidas. You have this budget for a huge number of team members, and you can get dedicated resources to help you to create content, engage with them on these platforms. That's great. But if you're on all these different platforms, and if there are potential customers contacting you on these different platforms and you're not able to respond in time, that doesn't look very well for your brand. If you're on multiple platforms, each of these different platforms, like the social media platforms, they require different dimensions of certain pictures and the characters that's restricted on those platforms. So you might need to customize each of these visuals so it looks nice on those platforms. But if you are going all in on these different platforms, it means you'll be spending a lot of time, customizing your posts on those platforms instead of focusing on 1 or 2 of those. So you actually minimize your input effort and maximize your results. Identify the most profitable platforms for you, most likely to get you more hot leads and customers, instead of going all in, especially if you are new to the digital world. Mistake number 8, email list subscribers. If you remember in the good old days when people do businesses, they have at least the telephone number of their customers, or those customers have the telephone number of the owner that they are getting their products from. Case in this modern world, if you're like a shop owner, so you might not necessarily have the contact number of those prospects or customers, but you might be getting their email address. So in this case, if you're selling products or services, getting their email address enables you to check in with them from time to time if you have some new products or services, or if you have some new information that you want to share with them, you want to get them to buy something new that you have, then you will be able to contact them. If they really like your products, they have been buying from you, they want to hear every time if you have a new product launch, so they'll be happy to give you their email list address. So you're only relying on them to subscribe to you on the social media platforms, then you are in hot soup. You might not realize that on those social media platforms, those are not your platforms, and because it's a social media, has what it emphasizes. So what it says is people are there for social purposes. So they might not be there for businesses all the time. They like to tweak their algorithm, which is their formula, to make sure that those users on Instagram, Facebook, or like Pinterest, they are seeing things that they like and would like to see more of those things that they like. Even if they have seen one of the posts that you have put on not so long ago, what happens is they might not see it again the next time you put it up, especially if you're not putting them out regularly. So what could give you a win-win is if you have their email address, or perhaps even if you get the messenger, like chatbot messenger, so they can actually know if you're sending directly to them, they will get the message instead of leaving it to chance by other social media platform owners. Mistake number 9. The industry is changing, the landscape is changing, technology is changing everything. So if you have been like a brick and mortar business 10 years ago and you haven't adopted digital technology, you would have been out of the door. Or at least most retailers, or especially if you look at recently with the huge number of retailers that have gone out of business because they don't really have a good digital presence. So what you don't realize is if you have been a very established small business owner 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and you want to continue to be profitable, sustainable, and continue to last in this world, you need to know what's happening around you with latest technology, what are other competitors doing, new upcoming competitors with new technology. Maybe they will be offering something different from you with lower costs, perhaps higher margins. So if you're doing things the old way, doing your business in your little cave, not knowing what's happening outside, so this could be a problem for you. And what I would definitely recommend is from time to time, you might want to do some assessment or take a look at what your competitors are doing, or perhaps even going online to Google to see if there are other new competitors coming up that you don't know of already. Don't stay in your cave. Get out there, keeping abreast of the technology. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know what could possibly happen that could affect your current way of doing business, so you stay relevant, so your new customers will keep coming to you, and your current existing customers will continue to buy from you year over year. Mistake number 10. Small business owners are not doing videos. Predictions and forecasts about 5 years ago, they say 2020 is the year where most people will be watching more videos and using videos as a source of information to decide if they want to buy a product. So they could be watching a video about product review, what their peers have said about the product after they have bought it, whether they found it useful or how to use a certain product, or getting testimonials so people will hear what other people have to say about products. Good side and the bad side. So what people don't realize is using videos gives people a better tangible feeling of your product or services when you're selling it. So if you are just purely having text, or if you just have like a picture, it's kind of static, meaning people don't really get the underlining tones behind it. So for example, when you're watching my video, you're not just hearing what I have to say and how I look. You could be looking at the funny gestures that I have, like if I'm sort of feeling fidgety, or if I'm like moving my head from side to side. I could be someone who is energetic. So you get to know a little bit more through my non-verbal cues. Would be able to know more about me, and that gives you another layer of trust. So trust comes from knowing, not just knowing the person, is you feel you have known the person or the product well enough that you want to spend money, you want to give money to them because you know what they're saying is going to be helpful to you. What they're selling is going to be valuable to you. It's going to help you solve your problem. It's going to relieve you of your pain. Videos is one of the best ways to sell your products and services going forward. So if you're a small business owner and you haven't got a video strategy yet, think about it. For 2020, it could be you starting a YouTube channel, or you could be you recording a couple of video clips, putting out on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. In one of those platforms, think about how you can introduce video in. You don't have to spend like 10,000 and 20,000 just to get that one nice video. So there are a lot of equipment these days and apps available on the market that you can easily use at sort of budget cost or minimal cost to produce a good quality video. Planning to produce like poor quality videos, or rather you don't produce any videos at all, because poor quality videos says a lot about your products. If you want to start doing videos, you could get one of those mobile phone cameras that has high resolution, and then you can start from there. Mistake number 11. If you're a small business owner and you are working with clients sort of in the local area, on the vicinity of maybe 25 kilometers, think about your local SEO. You might want to optimize your website for a local SEO so people can actually find you. Not being found on Google Maps or Bing Maps in that matter. If you can't be found in the online map, people will think you don't exist. So one of the things is to make sure you are actually found on the map so people can actually find you in the first place when they go on Google. And that would also be part of your local SEO, which means search engine optimization for local customers. So make sure you are on Google Maps, Apple Maps, Bing Maps, whatever. If you're not there, customers can't find you. Mistake number 12 for small business owners is they have this assumption that creating content or posting content to get inbound leads is a major job. So I want to debunk that myth for you, is that when you create a piece of content, if you have a long piece of content, let's say a very comprehensive blog post, and you have about 2,000 words. So parts of this, snippets of this blog post can be reused on various occasions on your social media platforms as well, so people can interact with you. You don't have to create original content, like new content every day, but if you have a proper content calendar, and if you have like a strategy or what kind of topics you want to talk about, you can create a certain topic in depth, and then you have to cut down these pieces into bite-sized content, and you can put on those different social media platforms or in your newsletter, so people can also interact with you. So don't be scared of taking out the content that you have posted last year at this time. You can take it out, take a look to see which part of it is relevant or not. You don't have to totally reinvent the wheel to write something totally new, but you could maybe rewrite a few sentences and post it back up again. Perhaps even with the same picture, or the same picture but slightly resized in a certain manner so it looks slightly different. You wouldn't have to start from scratch all over again. It helps to save costs, helps you to create more content, relevant content in bulk without having to break the bank. Mistake number 13. So one big mistake by many small business owners is they don't realize how important a marketing strategy is, or having a good marketing plan. So if you want to combine your offline marketing approach with your online marketing approach, how can you do it in such a way you can be efficient, you can be resourceful about the entire thing? What you're doing offline can be used online, or what you're doing online, you can repurpose those content. So if you have like a good marketing plan, you can reuse your content, reuse that leaflet that you have, the information on the leaflet that you can repurpose on maybe Instagram or Facebook. So in this case, it helps you to be clever about your entire marketing strategy. So a good marketing plan will enable warm and hot leads to come right to your door, knock on your door, want to talk to you, ask you questions about your products and services, expressing their intention in buying something from you. So if you have a good marketing plan, that is how it should work. And without having marketing plan or marketing budget, if you're doing ad hoc marketing, it means that in certain times of the businesses, when you may have a lot of customers already, you stop doing your marketing, and what happens is this peak season goes away, and then you're in this lull season and you realize, shucks, what should I do now? Like, how can I get new customers? This marketing plan is going to greatly facilitate and make sure you stay consistent regardless the time of the year. Making sure you have the right budget for marketing plan will help you to combine your different resources and assets so you can maximize your presence, whether it is online, whether it is offline, to always make sure that more and more people will get to know about you. Because some customers will be returning customers who buy again and again, but there are some customers who might buy from you one time or so, but they might not necessarily come back. So you have to make sure you're consistently getting a steady stream of new customers coming in as well. So if you don't have a proper new customer acquisition strategy, nor a returning customers loyalty strategy, you have to start planning for it in 2020. So what do you think about this top 13 mistakes by small business owners? If you have any questions, or if you have more questions about how to make your marketing plan work in 2020, drop me a personal message or write a comment down below what you think about this top 13 mistakes by small businesses. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel so you will get an email notification the next time I upload a video, and I'll see you in the next video.